Hi, hello. Welcome to today's session. Let's discuss about the topic why the demand for Indian indigo. We were already discussing indigo. It was the important crop which was mainly grown in tropic regions, uh, and the indigo grown in this region got its demand in manufacturing the cloths, particularly from Europe, mm, uh, Italy, France, Britain. They used indigo for dyeing the cloths. The indigo, which was mainly required for dyeing the cloths, its production was very less and demand was very high. So, in order to reach the demand of indigo, so alternatively, Europeans went with thinking about another plant which can be used for making violet and blue dyes, that is oud. So oud is the crop which was mainly grown in temperate zones and which was commonly grown in Europe and easily available in different European regions. Uh, because of the demand for indigo in European market, it went wide range of competition between indigo and oud. So because of that, those who went with producing oud in Europe, they pressurized their government to ban the import of indigo in into European market. Um, Indigo it produced rich blue color, uh, whereas the alternative plant which was mainly used for dyeing violet and blue base, it was mainly pale and dull. So because of this, the manufacture of the cloth in European uh, market or Europe, they went with pressurizing their government to give relaxation for banning on indigo import into European market. Then moreover, even Europeans started to cultivate in different parts of Europe. Particularly French started cultivating indigo in Saint Domingo and in the Caribbean islands, whereas Portuguese in Brazil and English in Jamaica and the Spanish in Venezuela. And even indigo cultivation went with uh, many other parts of North America too. Then, by the end of 18th century, the demand for Indian indigo, particularly, it went with growing more and more. So, Britain began to industrialize itself, and cotton production from Britain or from England, it was expanded dramatically, creating enormous more and more demand for uh, cloth dyes made up of indigo. So the demand for Indian indigo, it increased. Its existing supplies from West Indies and America got collapsed. Uh, Between 1783 to 1789, the production of indigo in the world, it almost got decreased by 50 percentage, or half of the production worldwide. It mainly decreased particularly from West Indies and American regions. Then cloth dyers from Britain, now they were in search of the new alternative source of indigo supplies for producing the cotton cloths. Then Britain turns to India. The rising demand for Indian indigo in Europe, the company in India, it went in search of alternative ways, means and measures for expanding the areas under indigo cultivation in Indian regions. So, from the last decades of 18th century, indigo cultivation in Bengal got expanded rapidly, and Bengal indigo came to dominate in the world market, where it was mainly used for dyeing the cotton cloths. So in the year 1788, only about 30 percentage of indigo imported into Britain market, it was mainly from India, or the indigo produced from India. And then by 1810, the proportion of indigo production got increased from 30 percentage to 95 percentage. Then indigo trade links from India to Britain, it was uh, developed and grown, and because of that, commercial agents and officials of the company, now they came forward for expressing their interest in the production of indigo. Then uh, many number of company officials now, over the years, after many years, they left their works or jobs, and they went with producing, exporting the indigo cultivation and indigo business from Indian territories or Indian regions. So this made to be attracted by many prospect of high profits from indigo cultivation. Numerous many number of Scotsmen, Englishmen, they came to India and they became planters, or they became indigo cultivators. Those who had no money for cultivating indigo, now they could get loans from the company and the banks, where uh, got established at the same time. Then the major question arises here, how the indigo cultivation started or began, or how was indigo cultivated in India. So there were two main system of indigo cultivation practiced or adopted in India, namely Niche cultivation and Royti system or Royti cultivation. So it can be asked for um, one more question in the form of fill in the blanks or in the form of multiple choice questions. So name the two system of indigo cultivation. If it is asked, your answer should be Niche and Royti cultivations. So now within this these two system of indigo cultivation, the Niche cultivation, in this particular system, the planters produced indigo in lands that that is mainly controlled directly by themselves. He he means the farmer, one who is cultivating indigo. Either they brought the land by themselves, or they can get land on rented from the jamindars, and they can produce indigo by directly employing hired labors, with the help of hired labors, or labors on daily wage basis. Then this niche cultivation got some of the problems. So the important problems that the niche cultivation mainly involves here, the planters found it difficult to expand the area under niche cultivation. So niche cultivation here, the farmer can cultivate indigo in the land where he is having control over the land, or he can cultivate indigo uh, from the land by himself, or by getting land on rented base, by appointing or by getting uh, workers, employing workers on daily basis. Indigo could be cultivated only on fertile lands, and these were already densely populated. So the land or the region which is uh, having fertility, or which is rich in its fertility, the land was mainly already used for cultivating variety of other crops, and moreover the people began to settle in the land which is best suitable for carrying agricultural activities. Then only small plants, that too scattered plants. Scattered means ಚದುರಿದ ಹಂಚಿಕೆಯಾದಂತಹ over the landscape could be acquired. So now the land which is available for cultivating the land, it is scattered, and landscape. Landscape means ಇಳಿಜಾರಾದಂತಹ ಪ್ರದೇಶ. Planters needed large areas with compact blocks to cultivate indigo in plantations. Indigo plantations. Then they attempted to lease in the land around the indigo factory, and evict the peasants from the area. Now, in order to cultivate indigo, what solution now they are getting? They can hire the land on lease basis, particularly in and around the indigo factory, and they can evict in the sense attract the peasants from the area to cultivate indigo, with offering, with making clear about the demand, price, and with other factors. But this always led conflicts and tension for the people, one who is coming forward for cultivating indigo under niche cultivation system. Then, nor was labor easy to mobilize. Mobilize means it became very difficult for the person to cultivate indigo without the due support of the laborers. So in order to get the laborers, it became difficult for them to mobilize means make the movement of laborers from one place to another place in order to complete the different works in the production of indigo. A large plantation required vast number of hands to operate. If the large area is taken for cultivating indigo, then at the same time it requires more and more number of laborers to complete the different operations in producing the indigo, and labor was needed preciously at a time when peasants were usually busy with their rice cultivation. So this became quite difficult for the person or the farmers to cultivate indigo, because the different operations involved in cultivating indigo, it became timely to involve, but at the same time the laborers used to remain very busy in cultivating rice from the different regions or different areas. Then niche cultivation on large scale, it required many ploughs and bullocks. One biga. So biga is the unit which is used for measuring a land. For example, 1 acre, one kind of measuring the land where the farmer used to cultivate the different crops. So here, as per the survey, 1 biga of indigo cultivation required 2 ploughs. So it means 100 biga. If the farmer is giving interest, coming expressing his interest to cultivate indigo, then automatically he requires 200 ploughs. 200 ploughs means double the uh, area where he is cultivating the indigo. Then moreover, investing on purchase and maintenance of plough was a big problem for the peasants or the farmers. Investing on purchase and maintenance of plough. So here, nor could supplies be easily got for the peasants, since their ploughs and bullocks were very busy on their rice fields. Again, exactly at that time, the indigo planters needed them. So here, getting ploughs to complete different operations for indigo cultivation, it became a great task for these peasants to get ploughs and bullocks, because these were already busy in uh, cultivating or ploughing the rice fields, where at the same time indigo cultivation is also required these people. Then planters now, therefore, they went reluctant to expand areas under niche cultivation. Now the farmers lost their interest for cultivating indigo under niche cultivation. Then less than 25 percentage of land producing indigo was under this system. The rest was under alternative mode of cultivation, that is Royti system. So with this, let me stop today's session, and about Royti system of cultivating indigo will be discussed in tomorrow's session. Thank you one and all.